Hey guys, happy Sunday. What's going on, guys? How are you? What's going on, everyone? It's Sunday. Let's talk about what happened this week. Let's get into it. Welcome back to my channel. This is Real Talk Bougie. We are here for some recap, some ridiculousness, and maybe a live reaction. Who knows? Who knows? Hi, DMV. Hi, Jasmine. What's going on, J Fox? Look who got here. 1, 2, 3 first. What's going on, everyone? How's it going? Y'all, it's been kind of draining. Glad you and oh, what are you talking about? Minding my business in regarding the blogger? I don't really know too much. I don't really know too much on that. Everybody has their own style. Thank God, right? Because we can't, everybody can't be everybody, right? So, yes, everybody has all their own. Okay, about the blogger. Is something going on with that? I saw, I'm like, just when that news feed stopped coming up in my feed, you know what I'm saying? Um, he's got some, some information on that. How about nobody cares. Like, I love seeing it unfold the way it does. So it's like, oh my God, really? Okay, well, keep messing around and keep messing around. I still don't know what's going on. He is hard. Okay. I don't know. I can't talk about what's going on another channel, especially if I haven't watched it. So if you guys want to talk about what's going on over at another channel, go to that channel and talk about it in the comments over there because I don't know what's going on. And please don't talk about other, you know what I'm saying? Like that drags me into, because then it's like you're co-signing. So if you have, you know what I'm saying? Like whatever feedback you have about someone, keep it, don't drop it here because then they're going to feel like that's my feedback too, and then I'm into some shits with them, you know what I'm saying? So do me a favor, if you like me and you like the how I stay out of the way, keep me out the way by not putting negative feedback about them in my comments, you know what I'm saying? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, I appreciate that. Yes, whoever is it, doing a little edit on that, because that's, everyone has a right to feel how they want to feel, but just know when you drop it in my comments, people feel like that's me co-signing what you're saying, and that's not necessarily true. But it's cool. I would just hope, if someone has something to say negative about me, come to my comments, I guess drop it off over here. You don't have to go drop it off over elsewhere, right? Um Anywho, it's okay. But yeah, everybody isn't for everyone, but yeah, I don't like to get involved. If you don't like someone else's delivery, their whatever they got going on, that is your right. But, dropping it off in a different content creator's space can put that person into shit they don't want to necessarily be in. You get it, right? Um, Thank you. Okay. Anyway, that's not what we came. That is definitely not why I came live today. Okay. I came to talk to you about my business. Now, as far as what the chaos mongerer got going on, because you see how opening up, we weren't even coming to talk about her. Just bringing that subject up brings a whole negative energy. You know what I'm saying? It's just negative. Um, right. Right. Petty Patty, thank you. Sis is very much negative and brings a whole negative vibe. I don't know what that lady got going on. Okay, let's talk about what happened this week. So we do know, and we talked about it. Someone said they really still didn't know what's going on. I'm going to suggest if you don't know what's going on the YouTube streets as far as the blogger is concerned, we did a live yesterday that was members, and I suggest hit that join button if you're interested in the TT, and we talked about it. Um what was going on. You can go on over to the blogger's channel and try to figure it out amongst all of the other nonsense that ma'am has going on. I don't understand. I dipped over there earlier. Um, I guess last night she had a live and somebody was complaining because their mod wrench got taken. I guess she had some sort of a meeting. I was like, I don't understand. Look, again, other channels handle their channels how they want to. I wouldn't even know how to get in touch with y'all. I don't know who anybody is. I don't want to have a meeting. This is not a paid position. Moderating is like having a skate key at the roller rink. Okay. Remember back in the day, if the skate guy was cute, he might let you take his whistle around for a couple of turns around at the damn skating rink, okay? I wouldn't know how to get in touch with y'all. I don't know who reaches out on email versus Instagram and who you are in the chat unless you tell me, but we don't have meetings, okay? So apparently, if you watch her live from yesterday, um she had some sort of meeting and somebody lost their wrench and they were talking about all of what they did, all of the membership dues or membership, not dues, but the membership they paid, and this is the thanks they get because um they lost their wrench. I guess you have to be a member to have a wrench, okay? um and if you missed the meeting, you didn't have a wrench anymore. I'm like, let me tell you something about paranoia, okay? Can we talk about paranoia on a Sunday? This internet can make people very paranoid, especially when you're out here doing stupid shit. If you're out here doing stupid shit, then expect stupid prizes, right? So I guess there's people out here that like to have moderator meetings, and I don't know, maybe they pay people. I don't know. This volunteer over here is not a job. I'm gonna be honest. When something goes down, half the time I'm catching it before y'all do. Y'all like to be in blue and green. If y'all like to be in blue and green, that's cool. But I'm not mad because someone doesn't catch a message. I'm not mad if moderators don't show up. I'll just mod some more people. You know what I mean? Like, it's free. It's free. It don't cost a thing. But everybody obviously can't be a moderator, right? Just because we don't really need to have that many. And it is what it is. Now, um, but it's weird that they have to have like a meeting. A meeting for what? Okay, you mod this and you pay attention to this. Like, it's just it's silly. News out here having YouTube meeting. Girl, for what? Can you believe it? How corny is that? And if you have meetings with your mods and you feel like that's a cool thing to do, that's your business. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about a very specific video I watched last night on a very specific channel of a blogger who likes to blame people for all of their troubles, okay? And who has been posting some videos. So if you're not sure about what's going on, go to that blogger's channel and go watch her videos and figure it out. Or you can hit the member join button over here and check out the member video from yesterday where we talked a little bit more in depth, but I'm not talking about that right now. Also, if you have Patreon, it's posted in Patreon. Okay? So it's in two places, and that's it. That's all. Um, have to pay $300 fee, and it's matched by someone else. Hold on a second. Yep, dem folks allegedly the mods have to pay a $300 fee, and then it's matched by someone else. What do you mean, Glorious? Let me drop this phone line, please. Y'all, you can drop your YouTube street. Please don't complain about it. Like personal, don't complain. If you got something to say and it's I don't like this, I don't like that's okay. I guess I'm putting my little Lucy hat on today. Lucy from Peanuts. Talk about whatever happened this week. Stay on topic. Say what you mean. Don't say it mean. And let's avoid personal attacks on any one person, please. But if you want to drop something, you're welcome to do so. But say what you mean. Don't say it mean. And if I can answer the question, I will. So, girl, see, if you called in and said over there at Silverbacks, I would have to be like B. Williams. B. Williams, say what you mean. Don't say it mean. But in the comments, just reading that, it's okay. You about to fall out off the treadmill? Okay. Well, you better hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Let's see. No, that's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I'm saying that was a perfect example of okay for the comments. When you call in, keep it cute. You know what I'm saying? And don't name names in the comments because I don't have time to be in drama with other adults. I'm not interested. I am so not the one that wants the smoke. Um, okay. Yes. Okay. So Glorious said word on the street, which I don't know if this is true or not. You have to pay $300 to be a moderator? Are you kidding me? Sounds like when we used to have a club in the garage back in elementary school and pool our candy together, but it's the AARP version. Ooh, okay. It seems like a little bit like that, the AARP version. Okay. No, you're good. You're good, B. Williams. You're good. You're good. You're good. You're good. Keep it cute. Glorious, can you call and explain what you're talking about? I've never heard. If there are people now, I remember Kevin Sanders, girl, the emoji that says it all, okay, with those teeth. If you can, you guys put the special piano key emoji, piano key smile emoji in the chat, please. Since we're on that topic of the blogger. Okay. Ma'am, okay, let me write a list. Okay, let me just write a list real quick since you guys want to talk YouTube streets first. Okay, Kiance, yes. Okay, there you go. We're on this topic right now. That's the emoji for the blogger. Okay. In case you didn't know, that's a free 99. Everybody's got it emoji from YouTube. Yes. Okay. So you guys know what we're talking about. So this week, the blogger, you guys remember a few weeks ago, Sis got a letter from somebody who complained about her, and it got her dead square in front of Judge Whitaker to answer some questions about who she is. Ma'am said specifically she is a content creator. She's not media or press, right? Now, just based on what she says, that doesn't mean that's what I say, but that's what she says about what she does, right? Um, okay. So ma'am got a letter. She ended up answering some questions. We saw all of it. She got admonished by the judge, everything, right? If that didn't make it bad enough, ma'am goes live and discloses to the world on Twitter with like 50,000 views on her post that the DA of Fulton County is investigating her by way of an email she received through Google. So all the people who don't know, who did not go to Member Live yesterday, now you know what's going on. Ma'am got a letter from Google stating that she got a subpoena for her Google records as it pertained to a very specific identifier in the subpoena. Based on the identifier, it could be a name, it could be a reference number, it could be anything, right? They said a specific identifier. Based on that identifier, her records came up and they were giving her a courtesy notification that she has a subpoena and that she has 7 days to send a motion to quash to stop that package from going to Google. Okay, that's what's going on, guys. And she's been going live since Friday informing the public about it. Is that correct, Glorious? Did I get it right?
I don't know that part, but I can tell you the part that I got.
Well, tell us what you know.
Okay, this is a me staying in the YouTube streets. It's real bad. I'm gonna get out the YouTube streets because
Don't. Why? Why would you?
I'm telling you, it's like a soap
We all
opera.
get to have a little bit of fun. Ain't no shame in this game.
It's fun and crazy at the same time because it's literally like a soap opera. It
Right.
really really is, and it is
And
my. Somebody else said that it's my TV. I don't have
okay. And it's interactive because
Yes.
do you get to pick up the phone and call uh the people who star
Yep.
in, do you get to call Scandal?
Yeah.
Do you get to call
Yeah.
Viola?
Yeah. Yes. You
You
get to
notice
call Viola. You get to call whoever.
I'm your Viola. Okay. You can call me. You
Oh
can
gosh.
message. I'm answering. This is better than TV, right, Tisha Mac?
It
You know why?
actually is.
It's interactive. That's
Mm-hmm.
why.
It is.
It's more funner.
You can go.
Also, I can't be everywhere.
There you
So
go.
when I'm places you're not, so if I'm in the clouds and you're on the YouTube streets, sometimes you guys share information with me and we put it all together.
Girl. Yeah.
Okay, tell me what you got.
Okay, so what I had heard. Okay, so I was in the streets minding my business.
Ooh,
Okay.
the streets are talking. I love it. Yes. Guys,
I,
this is some streets are talking. Okay.
look,
Okay.
I was minding my complete business last
Mm,
night. Okay.
mm.
So what had happened, there was a content creator that, brought up the fact that people were arguing in someone's chat. Mods were arguing in someone's chat again. And so
Okay.
evidently, I guess there was a meeting, but they were arguing in someone's chat. So somebody, and they pulled up the chats and saying, showing what they were arguing about. And it was about, a scam and all of that stuff. That's what they were arguing about. So someone in this chat of this content creator said that it's because allegedly that there is a cost matching that's going on that the mods have to pay. I don't know if it's certain mods, I don't know if it's periodically or whatever, but have to pay a $300 to $400 fee. And then it's matched by another particular mod. Too.
So you're saying
That's
there's
what
like
I
a
read.
matching fund, like if mod X puts up 300, then there's a super mod that matches other people's, like
That's what
if
I
someone
got from it.
pledges a certain amount, then
Yeah.
someone matches their pledge, like how on PBS,
Yeah.
NPR, they'll say, Chase Manhattan Bank is sponsoring this hour, and for every dollar donated, they're gonna match every single dollar. So Glorious match it. Glorious pays 300 and Supermod is going to match everything that was pledged during that time period. Is that what you're saying?
That's what I gathered, and it caught the attention
What?
of not the moderator, the content creator. It caught it, and then they highlighted it and saying, "Are you really saying this?" And so then they went down the rabbit hole with that. But and my question was, is this? And I added the question: is this each moderator or a total of, a sum of the moderators? Is this each that's having to come up with $300 and it's matched? I mean, that's a lot of money.
I can't even, like, you
But
already know, I'm gonna be honest, I can't even answer the question because I wasn't even hit to this fundraising endeavor. Like, nobody hit me up on, oh yeah, hit your audience up for 300 a piece on the Blue Squad of people who moderate and get them to pay you to have blue when they could just pay $4.99 to be green and be a member.
right,
Who's paying for a wrench?
I
Unless you just tripping off the fact that you can take people out. And you guys, we don't really play those. We don't play like, timeout hockey over here. I don't really even like, if someone comes through disruptive, they get timed out, but we don't do a lot of timing out and blocking. But in places that is very prevalent, people want to have some sort of protection. There's zones, this is not one of them, but there are places where you need a wrench in people's chats or else people are going to take you out basically because they're playing behind the scenes YouTube streets games. That's
right,
what that tells me. It's a messy chat. If you
right,
feel you need a wrench to survive someone's chat, it's a messy chat because they're in there taking people out, they're blocking people, they're timing people out, they're doing things like that. That's the only reason why somebody would feel like they must have a wrench.
right. Well, I mean, when they pulled up the picture of the chat, because I don't get notifications. So when they pulled up the picture of the chat, I just noticed that it was a chat full of moderators.
Mm.
I was like, okay, okay, yeah. So, but that's what I
And I mean,
heard.
some people's chats are like that. This sector, we do have a lot of people who are committed to membership. In the mommy sector, I know for me, that channel, I've been working that channel for 5-6 years. I don't know who is dead or alive. I'm gonna just be honest. I got so many damn moderators, it's ridiculous. And I dare not demod anybody because that's the one day that they're going to show up from out the dead and they hadn't been in the chat in 3 or 4 years, and then it's you took my wrench. So baby, I don't know. I have those problems on another channel. I don't have a lot of mods over here, but on
Right,
my older channels I do because they're old. But as far as charging people, now I have heard of people who, like I said, Kevin Samuels, he only modded people who were members. So you had to be a member to be a mod, but above and beyond that, I don't know if he had any other stipulations other than just, I'm going to reward my members with
right,
moderator sticks because they're investing in me and I'm going to give them an additional perk. I get it.
right.
And I know people do that. Now, paying specifically
Yeah,
to be blue, I don't even know if that violates some YouTube. I have no idea. I don't
yeah.
even know if they would
I
be
just that's just
happy about
what
that.
it is. Totally alleged. Um,
Mm.
so
This is word on the
I heard.
street.
Yeah, that's what I
Word on
saw
the
on
street.
the
Yeah.
comment. So,
Wow. What do you think about that? Like, that's crazy.
um, what,
Like,
what,
do you want to be blue so bad you would pay 300 to your favorite YouTuber?
I don't understand the mentality of it, but I don't understand it. It's the mentality of it. I don't understand. That's what I'm going to say. I just don't understand. I don't understand what will cause someone to want to do that, and what will cause somebody to ask someone to. It was some stuff
Because you
going
can
on.
pay whatever it costs to be green. Why pay 300 to be blue if it's cheaper to be green? And to me, it's because you want that superpower of blocking and timing out. That's the only advantage.
Right. You know what I will say is that I found kind of ironic is that people were sharing some things in that chat of another person's content, uh, some things that they would have to know about her from that person, that were kind of, oversharing. I'm like, is that your crowd over there coming over to other people's, you know what I'm saying, other people's channels, sharing stuff,
So let me try to
sharing
translate. Are
derogatory
you
stuff?
saying that the bloggers' supporters
Yeah.
appeared to be in another side of the YouTube streets where you would not expect them? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, and maybe sharing something. I mean, to me, if you're sharing personal things like that, you would have to know. You understand what I'm saying? Would have to be in the know.
So
Uh,
people are abandoning ship or slowly they're dropping the TT on the streets. It's
right.
no
I
more
I think that
um
they're in both places. This is what I think. This is what I
ops.
think. That's my opinion, and I just think that they must be in both places. They're going there. I mean, they're there, and they're telling business on the other side.
Mm,
On the other side, because there was
interesting.
that wasn't the only stuff. That wasn't the only thing.
Do
I,
tell. I mean, go
now,
ahead and tell it.
I mean,
I mean, if you're going to have meetings, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is ridiculous. This is what happens when you have meetings for no reason.
right,
You know what I'm
right,
saying? Like, why not
exactly,
do a live and make, like, why not stick with the program? YouTube gives us a go live button and put up content, but you're sitting having staff meetings with people
right.
that don't even work for you.
This
And
is
you're charging people to have a volunteer position that I don't know that you're even allowed to charge people
right.
for.
This is what I will say, because I don't feel comfortable
Baby.
saying
Okay.
everything, but this is what I will
Well,
say.
nobody knows it's you. I got a
Okay.
cover on.
Oh, okay, good.
They don't know it's
This
you.
is but this is what I will say. I will say, if somebody's out in these streets listening, over on that side, or if she is listening, because I believe she listens to stuff too. We
It's the
probably
watch time
stop
that pays. You know
oversharing.
me, I don't care. You can
I
come
know,
watch. As long as you are the watch time is calculating so I can get
right,
my check. There's no funny business here. We put it all out on the streets. It's no behind the scenes. So
right. I
okay.
I say people. I would say people, for that person to stop oversharing, because there are
Mm.
people who are coming. There are people. I mean, I'm not going to bash those people, because maybe they, like you said, they feel something's wrong and they want to verbalize that.
They
But they're
they need a they
sharing
need
your
an outlet.
business.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they need an outlet.
because something is coming off in their mind that something's wrong with this picture, and I need to share this before I just, like you say, totally jump ship. I need to share this to see what if this looks the same way to other people. But what they're doing is sharing some stuff. She's too personal, I'm thinking, because there's no way that certain people, the whole YouTube street should know your business the way they're knowing her business.
Mm.
She's sharing, and they're coming over on other people's chats and stuff like that, and telling it. But
Oh, okay.
personal
So
life,
the people who know the
everything.
blogger are
Hmm.
going to other places and
Hmm.
talking a lot of her business. Now,
Yeah.
where can I go find this business, please? We love I don't look, I don't have no
I
hate for
mean, like
nobody
the
on the YouTube
employment
street. So
history. I'm gonna
you
say,
can drop another CC's because it's the watch time. There is no creator I know that doesn't want people coming to watch their videos. That's what we put videos up for. There's only weirdos go live and complain that people showed up to the live. Okay.
right,
If
right,
I go live, I want all of y'all. I want all the smoke to come. Like, if I'm live, everybody is invited. Okay, y'all can all come. I'm never gonna say, and what are y'all doing here? Why are y'all here? Because I'm live, right? Because it's an open invitation.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this, and just please,
Yes.
just understand, because maybe one day I'll say it. But something was shared yesterday that I really just don't feel like comfortable with saying. I mean, now,
What do you
if
like?
it's
Was it
that
about
bad,
their
it's bad.
marriage? Was it about their sexuality?
No,
Was it
no,
about their
it was it,
money? Was it about the
indirectly.
DA's office?
No, no, it was about their personal life and past employment history and stuff like that. So I just don't feel
Oh,
comfortable with sharing that part.
ooh. And
But
somebody alleged that down to the chat.
yes,
Or was it the CC who was moderating, the
it
chief
was the chat.
moderator?
It was the chat.
It was the chat of the
Hmm.
live that was
Right,
occurring
and
at
then
that time.
but then
Okay.
this but then the
Yes.
moderator, but not the moderator, but then the content creator acknowledged it, just like I saw it, just like I saw it, and everybody
And
else
was
saw
like,
it.
ooh, Suki Suki.
Like,
Or
really?
wow. Okay. So they were shocked too. They didn't know that. Okay. I mean, y'all bring the TT sometimes. Like y'all have the TT. Okay. So Rossi, girl, you okay, I don't know if Rossi's a lady or a man. But me too. I have the same question because I don't know. I know that there was a live going on yesterday talking about some things, but I did not stick around for the whole thing. Sis was tad. Sis drank a very overly poured glass of wine last night and took her ass to bed. Okay. So I missed some of the things. Okay.
The lesson should be learned in here
Okay.
is that
This was your
all of those,
takeaway.
my takeaway is that all of those 46 or 36 or whoever that thousand people that you are talking to, like you're on the phone with every day, are
Mm.
not your friends. Okay.
Mm.
That's my lesson. And that's who, and I'm not saying that they should be your friends, really. I'm not saying that because I ain't, a friend either, but I'm not your follower. But I would say to, I'm talking about IS. You know,
The
I'm not a
blogger.
follower. The blogger, I'm not a
Yeah.
follower. So,
So
but
blogger has people allegedly you may have the impression she might trust.
yeah, an entire group of people.
And they are flooding the YouTube streets in different places, telling Bible lady business from her
Right.
meetings, her
And
private meetings that she has with them.
right.
Interesting.
And I want to say I don't blame those
Allegedly,
people.
yes.
I don't blame those people. But what I do say to them would probably they probably need to jump ship if they're over there. They probably just need to go on and jump ship if they're over there. But I don't blame them trying to, if something is wrong, they're trying to say something. Something is wrong. I don't blame that side. I don't blame them. But yeah, I just think that you should cut bait then. If you're not
I
going to
mean,
be
to me, it's not even a side, it's a place. You guys hear me every day. Do I ever talk about a side? I don't think I even talk sides. I'm not a sides type person like, "Oh,
yeah,
you're on their side. Come on my side." I don't even that's not something I ever articulate. If you vibe with that person and that's where you want to be, that's your business. You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
I
I get
do
that.
not care. I really don't. Um I know people do feel a way when they see people in certain places, then you see them somewhere else and people feel some type of way. For
Mhm.
me, this is a free. I look at YouTube. This, first of all, it's a business for me. I'm working, and it's also free market. Like anybody can watch my channel. I don't care. If someone doesn't feel comfortable chatting in here, they know why, because they may be with the shit somewhere else. People
Mhm.
who
Mhm.
pour free and say what they mean what they say, enjoy the spaces and places that they're going, I guess understand how the politics of the YouTube streets work, they govern themselves accordingly. There's people having a wonderful time, enjoying their full experience with no problems. And then
Right.
there's other people. I don't see how a listener, a viewer, a subscriber should have problems with or at anyone's channel. I don't agree with that. I don't condone that type of stuff like icing out people, making people feel bad, or you watch this person, you can't come over here. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like don't create commotions
Yeah.
and shows in my chat to get yourself noticed in a negative way. But if you're coming to enjoy the content, I shouldn't, you know what I mean? It shouldn't be disruptive at all. You know what I mean? So I don't subscribe to that. I know other people, you know what I'm saying? Like the blogger, I think
Mhm.
they feel like if you're seen somewhere, you can't be seen over there.
Well, it's
That's
not
that's
working though either.
limiting.
Though
That's
I
stupid.
mean, it's
How can you
probably
tell people like, oh, I saw you at Whole Foods. You can't come to the fresh market. You're a Whole
Right,
Food
right,
shopper. Get out of here. Who does that? You think people at the Pepsi machine tell people who bought Coke last week they can't buy a Pepsi?
right.
That's stupid, right?
But you know, and with that, it's quite apparent that the tight reins that there may be is not working. It's not working. It's just not working. So it's pointless to have something like that. People should be able to go where they want to go, because it's just not working. It is, as a matter of fact, I think it's counterproductive when it comes to that channel over there. I think it's counterproductive because people are. There's no way to me. I should know. I shouldn't know this because I don't. I'm not a part of that channel, so why do I know it? You understand what I'm saying?
Right. People
Yeah.
people shouldn't and why do even people who are part of your channel know
Yes.
things that are very
That
uncomfortable?
personal. This is
So
you. I don't
comfortable,
get that.
so that person, like how much money she makes, or she's got an illness, or
Yeah, or her stand, or
give
what
us another
happened to her.
clue.
You know, at previously at employment. You know, as far as her employment and all. You know, I shouldn't. I shouldn't know this.
So this took place on the YouTube streets last
Last
night
night.
where tea got spilled over to
Yeah.
somebody's
Yes.
place.
Yep.
Does that person have locks in their hair?
Here you go.
Is that the place where I need to go?
Yeah, that's probably the place you would need to go.
Okay. All right. Because I know there was a I'm gonna say infotainment session going on last night.
Child.
Okay. So if you are into that infotainment, um, girl, it is, I mean, okay. If you
Yeah.
want to know what's tea, then there is a sis out here, our naturalista sis, who is on these YouTube streets. That's where
Mm-hmm.
you need to go. That's exactly, if you want to see what is being talked about on these YouTube streets, that there
Yeah.
was some tea dropped regarding the blogger at one
The
of
blog,
our
but
sisses down the
that's what I'm
street.
saying. The
Okay.
blogger, that's what I'm
Mhm.
saying. The blogger wasn't drunk, you know, you know.
The people from her
Yeah.
chat were
I'm like,
over
what the
to
heck?
our sis's place, um running the TT down in the chat section. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That
Yeah.
happens. Yeah,
Yeah.
that happens.
Yeah.
That is that's, if they feel better being, letting all that out,
And that's probably what it is. That's where that's where I think it is. Actually, I think that they, you know, they're thinking, listen, you know, this just not right. Why is this like this? This is crazy. And so I'm just gonna, you know, pour it out right here and see what
yes.
people think about it. And see what people think about it. So yeah, that's it.
Well, look, it happens every few months. I mean, you guys have dropped tea in here too. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff
Mm-hmm.
happens. Um Miss Lady, a blogger, put herself in a position to be talked about because she decided to go live and tell everybody that she got subpoenaed. So ma'am likes to be in people's mouth. She wants people talking about her. If she didn't want people talking about her situation, why go live and tell people that you got a letter from Google and that they are rummaging through your emails like a petty thief? They are coming looking through all your recipes, your nude photos, your bills, your
Mm-hmm.
shenanigans behind the scene. They're looking through it all. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And then you get it,
Atlanta,
and your and
Fulton
your
County.
and your internal fights go public every time.
Mm.
Have you ever seen people actually arguing and with I just never seen this. I've never seen. I'm kind of new to this. Having
You've
your
never seen
people,
what moderators come
you're
for
fighting in the
the
chat,
host?
fighting in the chat.
I have.
I just made
It's funny. It's funny. It's never happened to me. Pineapples is in the chat. Pineapples, we see that in the mommy sector all this. That's another Thursday night in the
oh
mommy
really?
sector, right? Girl, they are rowdy over there. Rowdy and no, no standing on ceremony. It's like, bitch.
Oh
Yes, they
no.
get yes, it's a little it gets a little over there. It gets people come for throats. Mhm.
Oh wow. So
Yes.
okay, so this is new. I guess I was over on a little bit more of the civilized side. So
Oh yeah, like the
this is
beef
new.
sector and everything. Yes, the mommy sector is known as like the baby beef sector. And they will come, if your moderators are unhappy or people start rumors or anything like that. That's why, like, I don't know. To me, I've seen people say the blow ups that I've seen or the mishaps I've seen on YouTube, where there's things like this happen, is because I'm not going to say it's the mod meeting, but it has definitely been channels that engage in somewhat of some sort of like moderator oversight,
Mhm.
meetings, just a little too much, um, that it it goes left. It can definitely go left. So I feel like it's very much of a volunteer position where people are helping out in the chat, keeping it smooth, keeping it nice, keeping it flowing. But like I said, I would never think to collect coin from you guys to give you a wrench. But I guess she may be giving that power, and they could be playing their own games in the chat. Like, let's be honest. If getting turned blue and having that wrench, how do you, if people are paying for it in theory?
Well, I mean, you could her the channel is, from what I understand, allegedly not monetized. So I guess I shouldn't be surprised that that was brought up about a fee or something like that. I shouldn't, yeah, because yeah, I,
I don't know how you can charge people to be blue. They have to feel like, how can you tell people you can't time people out or you can't block people? Like, it's your chat, but people are paying for a power, and they're not going to use it. That's weird.
yeah.
If they're paying for it, they might feel like, well, I pay for this. If I want to block everybody, I will.
Well, I don't, there it is.
Wow.
There
Yeah,
it is.
Vicky, I see what you say. You're new to the beef sector. I wouldn't be new. Like, as far as I'm concerned, I like, it's it's a very specific situation, and some content creators who all like to go back and forth and argue and debate and all kinds of stuff like that. I'm not into that at all. I'm not into that. I don't know if she's part
Yeah.
of that or not, but I think that, people have
What's the
many
beef
interests.
sector?
It's I can't even tell you. It is fundamentally, there are some like cornerstone channels of the beef sector that really just like to argue. It's like arguing, running plays, all kinds of stuff. I try to stay as far away from all of that as I possibly can. Anything that looks or smells like beef sector to me, I'm not into it. That's why I pretty much stand alone, because I'm not interested in any of that. I'm not the best to respond to every single message right away. I'm not do I mind my business. Beef sector is something I'm not interested in. Um
What does it mean
yeah,
though? What is beef? What is the
beef,
beef?
like beefing,
Beefing.
arguing.
Oh, okay,
Beef
okay, okay,
beef
okay.
sector, like that they beef
Yeah,
all the
yeah.
time. So
Oh,
you
okay.
might all of a sudden, you're not going to, so as a viewer, um people sometimes are running tea back and forth, no different from anywhere else on YouTube streets. It's just it's like, let's say we're calling Nesto a sector right now because it's a kind of like a niche group of people who are all kind of interested in this Nesto topic, right? And all of the derivatives that fall around it.
Mhm.
The beef sector can be people who come from the mukbang. A lot of those people come from mukbang,
Wow.
like Be Love and some of that stuff. And a lot of them come from, I feel like, mukbanging, food channels, things like that.
And
I
they're
don't know the
fighting.
whole girl. Yes, that's what they do. That's what they do. That's what they do.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and like I said, I don't even want just search
Look,
it and
I
then you'll
can't get
find it.
any deeper into these YouTube
Yeah,
streets.
you
I
I would
refuse.
I would advise against it
Damn
because you could be in a you could like a channel and not even realize that they are associated or into that aspect.
it.
Um and all of a sudden okay. Yeah, I don't wanna talk like, the beefs
Yeah,
it's one of those, like,
yeah,
you don't wanna talk about last night? I don't wanna talk about that, like, I'm not in
right.
you know what I mean? Like, I
Exactly.
don't even get interested in that. That's the
Exactly.
last thing, but yeah, it's just it's like the people who were more so into doing reactions on Steve Harvey, and now this kind of Nesto thing crept up. The tie that binds could be Shirley Strawberry, but the people kind of like Essie Berry, who is really has a lot of content on Steve, maybe wasn't as interested in the Shirley Nesto aspect. You see what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm,
then you
hmm.
might call that like a Steve Harvey type sector, right? And then, I think when people say sectors, I think it's just kind of like a focus. Like if you're into
Right.
jail calls,
Yeah.
are you into jail
No.
calls or are you a true crimer? Because you could be
Right.
both.
We
But I
can't
think the
both.
overarching is probably true crime. And then the subcategory is like body cam videos and
Yeah.
then jail calls and things of that nature,
And
right?
then
So
the
I
R.
think,
Kelly sector versus somebody else. Yeah.
girl, yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, you got it. Yes.
I get it now. I get it.
So
But anyway.
interesting. Yes. I'm
Mhm.
not so I know sis was having a live last night and was kind of doing, getting
Yeah.
everything out on the table. Probably not a lot different from I mean, we talked about it yesterday too
Yeah.
in members. So, but
Hmm.
ours like at the end of the day if people are not, if it's an open live and they hear something being talked about and they want to drop some TT, I guess. Look, that's a problem that the Bible lady is going to have to solve for herself. You don't want people talking about you,
Stop
or
telling
you
your
don't want
business.
people, yeah,
Yeah.
stop spreading your business. Like, duh,
Yeah. Your
you
personal
know?
business like that, you can keep it cute. But personal business like staying up all night, on a live talking like you're talking on the phone, don't do that. Just keep it as cute as possible because believe me, your yeah, your
Well,
people are
clearly
shut.
it's not a business for her. This is entertainment, or this is,
Friendship.
or this is her lifeline. Maybe this is her lifeline. Cause, I love talking to you guys and everything, but you have to have some like for her like this is my opinion as far as where she is with YSL and having thousands of people watch your live. You can't when she comes on here and gets personal,
Hmm.
tells people she doesn't have money for her light bill or things like that. Nobody wants to hear that, especially when you are grown. You are 50
Hmm.
plus years old. Where is your money, sis? And if you have a hobby that is not cutting you a check that is sufficient to handle your lifestyle, then baby, it's on you to go and handle that business.
Well, I'll say this now. There's a different light shed on where your money is when after like last night from where I learned, from the way I feel, because it may be what was shared may be some of the reason by, you know, that you would say where your money is. Where's your money? Where,
Does anyone
where's
care to say what was said, what was shared
uh, I mean, it's right.
allegedly?
Not being employed, and you just do the math behind that. If you're not employed, that means something happened.
So you got
So
fired or you quit.
no, yeah, okay, yeah, more,
Okay.
yeah,
The employment was terminated either
yes,
voluntarily or involuntarily.
involuntary,
Okay.
yeah, allegedly.
From
So,
where? From
oh girl,
I didn't know that that lady even had a job.
evidently.
Are you talking about a job that she had running the camera for Court TV?
It was alleged to be a career, really kind of a
Is this a
substantial
past
career.
job or something that she was
Past,
currently doing?
past job from what I gathered from what they were
Oh,
saying, a past job,
okay. She
it
had
was
a
a
job
career.
in the past
Uh-huh.
that she doesn't have anymore.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, and it would be a substantial impact if it was that job that they were mentioning allegedly, it would be a substantial impact. And why in the what they were alleging reason they were let go. Dag.
What, sexual harassment?
Mm-mm. You could, Fran.
I
No.
mean, so they were fired with cause. So you're saying they were fired with cause?
Yeah, that's what they were alleging, that they were fired with cause. With regard to misuse of resources and stuff like that.
Okay, so maybe moonlighting on company time, live at your desk, using your work computer for outside reasons, using the computer for using the company's Zoom to go live or something. Like it could be anything like that. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Someone said just flat out stealing. Okay. So not using, so on the clock, not focused
You
on
said
your
it all.
job and using other people's things. Okay. Okay. Oh, so I'm right. Well, I mean, I am in HR and I've probably terminated, a few hundred people in my lifetime. Maybe a couple thousand. I'll keep it right up under 2,000, but I've fired a lot of
And this
people.
ain't what I'm saying. This is what was in the chat. I mean, just really clarify
I mean,
that.
that's pretty standard. You know how many people like ride the clock? Riding the clock is probably one of the most common reasons to get fired, on top of using the company's resources, like calling your boyfriend's other girlfriend and hanging up or cussing her out, or using the computer to search people, and they call the job and say you're stalking them, and then they check your search history and you've been searching that person's name in your company computer. That could be bad.
But it could also be, and the reason why I'm saying it could also be some of the reasons why you can't get another, why you have to rely on one
Bad
source of income.
reputation.
Yeah.
No references. The references are tainted now.
Yes.
That's a possibility.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Interesting.
To obtain another position that could sustain you. Maybe you can get a little side job at the, I'm not gonna say McDonald's, Burger King, or whatever, or something like that. Maybe you get a little side job like that, but to get to regain a career after being.
So the professional references are tainted.
Has to be. It would have to be. If
the assumption, allegedly, we don't even know if this is true, but if it is, based on what was said, that may or may not even apply to this person. That's going on. Interesting.
Yeah, if that was
poor work history allegedly. And no references. Wow. Well, we know that just won't do, especially down south. Okay. I don't know. It's definitely a very who you know environment, especially in Charlotte. You gotta know somebody, and you need some references, or a good recruiter.
And that's why I said what I said about sharing your business. There is no that really. If you're okay, just use a hypothetical. If you're a YouTuber or a content creator, why would you share that nationwide?
Because you're lonely.
And essentially, every time you get on YouTube, you have to have the mindset that you're sharing something nationwide. No, I'm sorry, worldwide.
Global, yeah.
Yeah.
If you are fired with cause, depending on the type of company it is, most of the time it's going to be a no. If you have done something to break a rule that would make you ineligible for hire, every terminable offense doesn't make you ineligible for rehire, but some will, like stealing, falsifying information, embezzlement, things of that nature would make you ineligible for rehire. But most people don't try to double
where
dip.
you were, where you were, the position you held, the experience, and all of that. It all depends on. It's all a factor, and especially if you want to get back to what you were doing, where you were, or.
I mean, let's just say, even like trying to cross the bridge, like to me, It's always weird when people are being let go and they ask, am I going to be eligible for rehire? My first thought is, why would you want to come back? We're in the middle of firing you right now. Like, is that an appropriate question? You want to know if you can come back? You're out the fucking door right now. You got at least a year. But at the end of the day, most of the time, no one's going to tell you that you're not eligible for rehire because
Hmm.
sometimes that's a potential lawsuit. So you'll
Hmm.
let them know that they can apply and go through the process like anybody else. But when
Right.
you disclose that you are a former employee and
Right.
we see that you were fired for wrongdoing previously,
Yep.
and there were suspicious circumstances and the previous manager doesn't have good feedback, that
Right.
doesn't make you ineligible for rehire. But based on the past employment
Right.
circumstances, we don't
Exactly.
fuck with you and we're not calling you for a interview. How about
And you
that?
know what that new loophole is in certain places, certain jobs, or
That's some
certain
TT
corporate
on a
positions.
Sunday.
It, yeah, certain corporate positions is they ask the question, would you rehire this person? When a potential employer contacts the previous employer, they ask that question. That's a little tidbit trick question. Would you rehire that person if you're given an opportunity? And then that previous employer is definitely free to say yes or no.
Right. They're free to say it as an individual, but
Right.
according to company policy, I'm going to just venture to guess Fortune 500, but
Mhm.
let's just say even 10. Okay, let's say Fortune, the top 10, it's dates, duties, and title, and it's
Mhm.
LexisNexis. If you can get somebody on the phone, you're lucky. But most
Mhm.
managers know dates, duty, and title and don't say anything else because if they even smell that you said something negative that is impeding them from getting new
Mhm.
employment, they're going to find a lawyer and they're going to try and sue the company. So it's best to just either give them LexisNexis or don't say anything, don't even bother. Because at the end of the day, some companies actually bar their managers from even taking those calls. Managers and supervisors who want to feel themselves a little bit, they love answering these calls and taking out a vendetta, which is specifically why the company doesn't want you answering the call because you're already mad at that person. You didn't like them. That's why you fired them, possibly. Don't take that call. Don't even take the bait.
Yeah.
If you get a voicemail on Monday, just remember I just told you, don't even bother to answer. Send it to your HR person or send them to the 800 number. Don't even bother because it'll cost you if they find out. If it's found out that you said something and that person didn't get that job and they want to name you in a lawsuit, it's going to be your fault because your company told you not to take the call. Don't
Right.
even take
Right.
it.
That's true.
Don't even do it. Because, like you said, Glorious, that can be seen as a loophole. Like, oh, well, they said they
Hmm.
wouldn't hire them back. But did they ask, do you have a non rehire policy? Some companies have policies that once you quit or you're fired or whatever, once you cease employment with them, they're not rehiring anyone. I mean, some companies do that. They
Yeah.
just don't have a rehire policy.
Or and
Nobody's
some of them
rehired.
have a period of rehire. I mean, they want you
Like,
cannot
yeah,
reapply
12 or
within.
24 months or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or application, it's been 6 months since you last applied, you can't apply again,
Hmm.
within this period of time. What area of HR do you work in?
Oh, I don't actually work in HR. I'm a little bit familiar with that part of it. I don't actually work in HR though. I'm corporate, but I don't work well considered as
But you're
corporate.
you're familiar with the rules, so that's good.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
some managers are totally oblivious, and it's just like, my God,
Mhm.
when
Yeah.
you have to explain, once there's, how there's reasons for everything.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, but yeah, okay, great information,
Mhm.
a little bit
Look,
of TT.
thank you for weeding out the information. I was like, I don't even feel comfortable. It's like one of those
Well,
conversations you don't
I
feel
mean,
comfortable
sis
with
had the
repeating.
conversation in an open forum, so
Yeah,
it's
that's
okay. I
true.
mean, she's good with, like, I don't have any problems with our sis.
Yeah.
And she was carrying on a conversation. Like I said, I clicked into it for a few minutes, but I drank a big glass of wine last night, and I took myself, girl, Lambo has come right
It,
into his full dog voice, and my God.
But I just want to reiterate for the ones who are just joining again. It really wasn't her. It really wasn't the content creator as
It
much.
was
I
the
mean, they
chat.
were
It was the
shocked.
chat.
Yeah,
Let's be specific. Yes, it was the chat. Something was so basically, just to break it down, anyone coming in, one of our good sisters on the YouTube streets had a live last night. The blogger was on the topic. And there were some folks who came to the chat, potentially
bring the tea.
supporters or subscribers to the blogger's channel, and dropped TT in the chat regarding that lady, and so it went.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And that's it.
So I guess go over to our sis who did the live last night, and she has locks in her hair. We know Wisdom's daughter. Go over to check out her live from last night and pull up the chat, watch the chat with it, and I guess you will see all of the shenanigans unfold in the chat.
Yep. Okay.
Okay.
Now I'm dropping
Yeah.
back down in the chat. Now I know 504 is probably telling me to get off the
I don't see our sis. She might be working. It's Sunday. Sometimes sis
okay.
works on Sunday, so.
Okay, well, I'm gonna behave though, so I'm getting ready to
Okay.
get down.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you so much. Okay. All right. Take care, hon.
Bye
Okay.
bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, guys. You guys heard it. Drama on the YouTube streets. So much drama on these YouTube streets. Okay. Um, it wasn't this Bible lady. It was the Bible lady, the one who got told off by Judge. Here's the thing. Okay. Judge, here's the thing. If you remember what happened with Judge, now here's the thing. I'm headed over there when we are done putting gas in my car now, and headed over to the rough side of town. Okay. Girl, any place where this emoji is being discussed, girl, it's all rough. Yes. Yeah, not okay. So I don't know. Maybe they were talking about the circumstances behind her losing a job. I don't care about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that lady got issues, and her issues aren't mine. Um she got a subpoena from Google. I guess Google is sending her stuff. She says she has a lawyer who's going to send a motion to quash. I don't know. If they need records for a criminal investigation, it doesn't necessarily mean that Bible Lady is being investigated, but somebody is being investigated and she's part of it. Let's put it that way. Okay? They're being thoroughly investigated, and your records have something to do with their investigation. But Fran, I was naming my favorite movies. What happened? Vicky to the Veil. You were naming your favorite. What's your favorite movie, hun? Let me send Fran a pic of Bible Lady so there's no confusion. What happened? Let me send. I can't. My contacts are just got focused. I didn't go over there. My contacts just got focused. Okay. What lawyer? You can't pay late. Does this lawyer work by candlelight? Ah! Who's being investigated? So, okay, Clarissa, we're going to say this one more time for the one time, and this is it. I'm not going to say it anymore. There is a blogger on the YouTube streets called Bible Lady. If you come here on a regular, you know who Bible Lady is. Bible Lady, not Bible Lady in the chat, but Bible Lady, infamous Sylvia, okay? Went live on Thursday or Friday. I can't remember when it was now. She said she got an email from Google that the district attorney's office had a specific identifier, and based on that specific identifying item that they needed to pull, her email records were now involved in a subpoena going to the Fulton County DA's department. Okay. Is everybody here? 447. Can we hit some thumbs up if you hear me? Okay. Somebody is being investigated with a case number from the DA's that starts with a 21. I thought y'all heard about this already. I'm gonna need for you guys who don't know, who have membership, who have no reason to not know what's going on here. Yesterday, we did a member live and we talked about it for a minute or two or 200. Okay. I'm a need for y'all to get up and click into the video and watch it. And then you'll know everything that we know. Cause I mean, ma'am went live. She went live. She talked about it. She showed the letter. And she says that she even knows who it is now. If you have my Patreon, then you can find it in there. If you're not a member over here, but you're a member on Patreon, you already got it. Okay. The baptisms are booked for 2024. Okay. Yes, ma'am. Our sis says she does not believe she has a lawyer. If she's, yeah, I mean, if she's looking for people to buy her sandwiches, how does she have money for a lawyer? I don't know. We'll have to find out. But she says that other bloggers have been sending things to the district attorney about her. It could have been Sonya for all we know. Sonya's main goal is to get that ninja out of jail. Let's be for real. Sonya doesn't want anything but to get that ninja out of jail. And if she thinks that Sonya is her true blue friend, think again, because she's not. That woman wants her man on the streets and she doesn't care what she does to make it happen. So saying stupid stuff and running her mouth, maybe that's why you got it. I don't know. Maybe Sean will help. He ain't doing anything. Girl, he better be working on a defense. That's what we know. Look, this is the deal. There's court on the 2nd. Okay, so the blogger is getting subpoenaed. The blogger, YouTube is over there, or Google is sending her information over there. Okay, let's check that off. This week, guys, let me tell you what else happened. Doesn't it seem like a long time ago already? Nesto's divorce happened this week. Do you guys remember? Like, did you guys forget already that Sir had a whole divorce proceedings? Do you guys remember that? It seemed like it happened so fast. I wouldn't be surprised if Ponytail was involved. Why wouldn't she be? If Sylvia is involved in Nesto's investigation, Sonya has to be, because how else would she have got drug into it other than the fact that you decided to be friends with a 85-pound woman? No offense to any of the other 85-pounders out here. I'm just talking specifically about one named Sonya. Okay, don't feel away because you're 85. It's okay, sis. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So if she, yeah, I mean, I would imagine Shirley's free. Absolutely. So this week, Nesto showed up on the Shackle Shuffle Zoom meeting, had nothing to say, no comments to make, and verified with the judge that he wanted a divorce. Okay. And the judge granted the divorce. He granted the divorce. Okay. Judge granted the divorce. And last week, so we've had Nesto court a couple weeks in a row now. Okay. So the 16th, Nesto had court, and his lawyer got up there with a tight suit and lots of hot air. And then this past week was the divorce. And then on the 2nd, he's got court again, which is a hearing. We celebrated the divorce. That's sweet. If you're 85 pounds, you need to feel away. If you're really small and tiny, short stature, it's okay. Rotund Roberto. Ooh. Okay. So Nesto got his divorce this week, and then 10-2, there's court. So he's gonna put in his plea. Finally, we've been waiting for this. This has been on the calendar for 5 months now. Since they went to court with the indictment for the RICO, I mean, we've been waiting for this 10-2 court date, and I guess we're going to see how things are going to progress so that when he gets into, it's going to be after the first of the year. I'd be surprised if he gets in before the end of the year. Um I'm just curious what's going to happen. Them trying to argue this damn gag order is ridiculous. I don't understand why they're wasting so much time. Sonia seems to think that if she can shut down the internet, that she can help him win his case, and that's just stupid. Um, okay. All right, let me see. Let's see what else is going on here. Okay. Let's Anything else? Does anyone have any other comments or anything? I mean, we might get into let's see what we got time for right now. Please hit the like button. Thank you. Please hit the like button. We have almost 500, 480, and we have 267 likes. I'm sure that at least 100 of you are just like, oh my God, I forgot. Remember, Nesto had the nerves to tell Sonia that he and Shirley did not have a prenup. He sat his butt in that court and shut his mouth. Those balls deflated with Shirley's presence. That he and Shirley did not have a prenup. Yeah. He wasn't going to try and get anything from Shirley. He knew it was best to not play. Okay. We'll get into that. Okay, guys, let's pivot a little bit. Let me go over to Court TV. This was funny from a standpoint of this was so bad. It was so bad. It was kind of funny. I'm not going to lie. But funny in like an elementary school way. So, yes. Hold on. Let's see. All right. The sound is terrible. Okay. The sound is terrible. All right, guys, let's pivot. Let me do a marker here. Let's pivot. Let's watch the Sarah Boone hearing. Also, I forgot what time I set it up. If you guys are following in Patreon, I am doing a drop later. Yeah, I'm doing a drop later. And that's it. That's it for right now. I don't want to say too much. I hate to overpromise and underdeliver. So let me say what I know. Okay. If you guys didn't see this the other day, it was pretty bad. It was brutal. It was brutal. You guys heard the other day when Henderson, the other lawyer, was calling it in. This is just as bad. So I don't know if this is going on in their law office, but Sarah had a hearing. Let me pull up the docket real quick. Let's get familiar with what's going on the docket. Guys, any of you guys who are, let me show you guys what I got from Kissimmee. Hold on a second. Make sure I'm not showing anything I'm not supposed to. Guys, let me tell you something. All these files right here, look at all this. This is all Madeline, Stefan Starnes, Jennifer Soto files and pictures and body cams and videos and interviews and all, like, I have like 4 emails of this stuff between what I got from Orange County, Kissimmee Police Department, and then Osceola County on top of damn Sarah Boone. It's a lot. It's a lot. And I'm still trying to download everything. Okay. which I think I downloaded everything, but it's just like, my God, I'm gonna put a lot of it into um girl, it's a lot. It's a lot. They talk to them so many times. Like, I almost feel like Jen had at least 5 to 6 interviews. They talk to her every day. They talk to her every single day for hours. All right, let's get into this. Sarah is a nut. All right, what was I gonna do? Let me handle this business real quick. Okay. Let's look up the docket so we know where we are, what's going on. Okay. This is crazy. So James Owens, you guys know last time we met, James Owens said something to Judge Kranick about hair and makeup for Sarah, right? Do you know they actually filed a motion for hair and makeup? Um, did they deny it or did they allow it? For the right to hair, cosmetics, and civilian clothing without restraints. So they did give her a clothing option. So let me read this to you since this is this is just ridiculous. Which I don't think it's ridiculous for her to want to be in civilian clothing, but I do think it's kind of insane for them to have thought that they needed to file a complete motion for this. I'm kind of surprised. Um, so this is some of the stuff that was talked about, but because of all of the interference the other day, they couldn't get through everything. But basically, this is saying comes now defendant by and through the undersigned counsel moves this honorable court for an order permitting defendant to appear in court proceedings pertaining to the trial in civilian clothes without restraints instead of a jail uniform. That was already covered. I don't know why they're doing that again. He should already know that that was covered while she was pro se. In addition, the defendant requests that she is permitted the right to having her hair styled and access to makeup. In support thereof, the defendant states the following: defendant is presently incarcerated and scheduled for trial October 7th. Defendant has been incarcerated for over 4 years, and the defense would like access to a professional hairstyling, cosmetics, civilian clothing without restraints throughout the defendant's trial appearance in respect for the court and prospective jurors. Without the court entering an order permitting her access to such, the right to receive a fair trial will be impermissibly infringed upon. Right to wear civilian clothing. A presumption of innocence is a basic component of the fundamental right to a fair trial. Since the defendant pending and during his trial is still presumed innocent, he is entitled to be brought before the court in the appearance, dignity, and self-respect of a free and innocent man, except as the necessity of safety and decorum of the court may otherwise require. He is therefore entitled to wear civilian clothes rather than prison clothing at this trial. Again, this has already been decided upon. Thank you, brown-eyed girl. I see you. Thank you. Here, defendant is scheduled for trial October 7th. We're talking about Sarah Boone, guys. The defendant will be transported from Orange County Jail daily for the trial proceedings. Defense counsel will be providing the defendant with professional attire for court appearance. In addition, so we did see Nesto, just to pivot for a second, in some Sears or some damn Walmart clothing that Sonya purchased. And he wasn't really too thrilled about it, but Sonya was all like, "Oh my God, I never shopped for you before. Was it okay?" And he was like, "It was fine. It was fine. It was fine. It was fine." Okay. And on the call from the 18th, she still hasn't gotten her stuff back yet. So boom. So it might be in the closing closet. Maybe somebody from the YSL hearing might have it next, because apparently there is like a clothing closet where they can pull for particular sizes. So unless the YSL trial guys have all their own clothes, or they're just picking clothes from what's available, you never know where Nesto's clothes went to. Therefore, defendant requests this court to enter an order placing Orange County Jail on notice. The defendant is permitted to take defendant's measurements and permitted to dress out in her civilian clothes for the trial proceedings October 7th through October 25th. Okay, guys, get ready. Sarah Boone is going to court, y'all, with makeup. Okay, allowing the defendant to appear before the jury in restraint devices is inherently prejudicial. They already talked about that. I don't know what the judge, I'm sure the judge ruled on some of these things. They had to abruptly end this hearing because the sound was so bad. Okay. On September 19th, the defendant appeared in court bearing handcuffs and shackles. Defendant's hand restraints made it difficult for her to communicate with counsel in written note-taking form. In addition, it is reasonable to assume that the next court hearings will be covered by local and national media, and if the defendant is put on display to prospective jurors in jail garb, they will naturally be led to doubt in her presumption of innocence. Therefore, the defendant is requesting that the hand restraints be removed at all court proceedings from here on out, and both shackles and handcuffs be removed during the trial proceedings. Thank you, Make It Rain. Nesto wanted to say you could have kept them closed. They were itchy. Brown Eyed Girl, thank you. Miss HLS, happy Sunday and mushagar to you, sis. Thank you. Thank you to all of you awesome supporters who don't have to attend meetings and are here of your own free will. Can I get some Sundays and some prayer hands in the chat, please? And some big teeth, some smiling big teeth, okay? You don't have to attend meetings over here. Just come to the live. That's all I need. That's all I want. Just come to the live stream. That's it and that's all, okay? Okay, just come to the live. That's the only, it's not even a requirement because Pond the replay is real. Okay, come, won't you? Come when you see fit. Come when you want to. Come because you love to. You don't have to send an email. No mommy's notes or babysitter notes are required. Just come, tap in, hit the like button, and we're good. Okay. Even if you don't hit the like button, it's the watch time for me. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, guys. Allowing the defendant to present herself in a manner that does not unduly prejudice the jury is essential, guys, to ensuring her right to a fair trial. And while the court in Estelle specifically addressed prison attire, the underlying principle broadly to any aspect of the defendant's appearance that could influence the jury's perception. Girl, Susan Lawrence, remember Susan, Karen, the Karen in Florida who came looking like she was outside picking mint and rosemary and hadn't fixed her hair in a couple of weeks? Girl, that did not help her at all. I don't know if she wanted people to feel sorry for her, but sis got a long time in jail. Defendant has the right to appear before the court and prospective jurors in the same manners as she would outside confinement. Cosmetics and hairstyling is a standard practice in presenting a professional appearance if the individual so chooses. By extension, incarcerated males are permitted a fresh shave and a haircut. Accordingly, the defendant requests that she be permitted to access cosmetics and hairstyling throughout the trial proceedings, including voir dire. Okay. What is voir dire, you might ask? Voir dire is the time that after they have narrowed down prospective jurors and they ask questions of the jurors, that is voir dire. Okay, it's a French term. So they have a voir dire with prospective jurors and they narrow down the jury pool in the voir dire. Okay. Okay. Cheap clothes look better than orange jumpsuits. Okay, period. Susan was wearing Tweety Bird grandma sweater. Wasn't that awful? Susan Lawrence. I wonder how she's settling into the penitentiary now. We should look up her penitentiary photo to see like what it was giving when they transferred her to the pen. Okay, so this is one motion that came up and came out, okay? So that was that is a result. Let's see if Judge Kranick had any response. Let's see, state's response, court minutes, Judge Kranick, witness list. Maybe Monday we'll hear something. Hearing. Notice of provisional list, notice of placement statesman and Brady list, notice of hearing. Per the court, the defense must file to suppress by end of day. I don't know if he even did that or not. Okay. Court's minutes, the state to depose Dr. Brennan in person October 3rd. October 27th, the motion to strike defendant's motion to suppress. That's the state's response. Okay. All right, the motion came through for hair and makeup, but Judge Kranick didn't have a chance to put anything. Reciprocal services. I don't see state's response to the notice of filing. Okay. Let's look at this one. The state's response, objection to defendant's amended exhibit list. So a lot of these things were talked about in the recent hearing. Thank you, Vicky. What's going on, sis? Let's see. Sarah better learn how to use those colored pencils and crayons from commissary as makeup. Ask the other lifers how they girl. And she's still in the jail. She's still in the jail pokey. But yeah, I'm sure some of the other ladies have figured out how to make their makeup. Hi sis. Hey Blue Sapphire. How are you? All my Libras, happy birthday to the Libras in the house, okay? On September 26, 7:21 p.m., the state received an amended exhibit list from the defendant. This is outside the scope of the time frame the defendant was allowed to list the exhibits by the court, granted leeway for potential extension. The potential admissibility of the battered spouse evidence has changed the feasibility of all of the court's deadlines in the scheduling order from August 5th. Item 1 through 3, which the defendant does not even have yet, will likely require hearsay relevance and 90.403 objections to be made, resulting in their exclusion or voluminous redaction to be made. Also, these records may require the battered spouse syndrome experts. How did I just lose myself? Okay, to re-examine the defendant and potentially be deposed. Items 4 through 7 are police records. Police reports are inadmissible. You guys check the community wall. I think I dropped some Sarah Boone docs for you to click a link, and it's like a 117-page report with lots of information. I will put that up on Patreon. Yesterday, if you're on my Patreon, you know I data dumped a bunch of stuff. I did not put that doc up yet, so just bear with me. All of my Sarah Boone folks, I will get that document up. I feel like I put something up yesterday, a 65-pager and a 23-pager. The 115-page, though, that could have been a Jennifer Soto with the police report, Stefan Stearns. I'm not sure. I need to go check. Now I'm kind of doubting myself as to what I put up. I'll double check and make sure everything, because I got a lot of documents this week and I'm having to kind of just like go down the list and just get them uploaded into Patreon for those of you who like to peruse and read the docs. If you want me to upload these, I'll be happy to do so. Some of these that we're reading right now, but these are all in the hearings. But basically, this document that we're reading right now is the fact that Sarah's lawyer came at the last minute and now wants to say she wants to use the battered spouse syndrome defense, which is kind of a ad hoc self-defense defense. And all along the past 4 years and 7 months, Ma'am has said it was an accident. Ma'am said she never meant to hurt him. Ma'am said all kinds of things. And if you actually meant to do it, you were defending yourself, he was coming for you, then where's the truth and where's the lie? Because the past 4 years and 7 months, the prosecution has been building a defense based on your narrative of what happened when you were arrested. Now you're trying to say that's not what it is, but they're also coming with the technicality that the one of the detectives did not read the full Miranda at one of the times that she was interviewed. And based on that, they're trying to come with a technicality of throwing out some of her most damning interviews on a technicality. But I think she was Mirandized so many times and interviewed so many times, and they got the story so many times, and she's repeated it over and over and over again. Even if they suppressed or threw out a couple of the interviews, I still feel like they have enough of the story as it was stated initially to still like, okay, which one was it? You said it was a mistake. You said it was an accident. You said you were playing hide and go seek, but now your lawyer's coming in and saying, well, it's battered syndrome. So which one is it? You know what I mean? Did you intentionally try to protect yourself because he was coming for you? Or what's the truth and what's the lie? So that's basically what this is about, because they're basically stating, so let me just continue to read a little bit more. But anyway, 1 through 3, defendant does not even have yet or likely require hearsay. Okay, we read that part. Police reports are inadmissible hearsay in Florida. It is unclear whether the defendant believes she can use these reports in her case in chief or for potential rebuttal. The latter may provide some limited admissibility. Reliance and inadmissible evidence by the experts is permissible, but does not make it inadmissible evidence. It doesn't make inadmissible evidence admissible. So basically what they're saying is you can't take something that isn't allowed and now make it allowed just because you're trying to flip the script. That's the way I take it, right? Regarding 8 through 11, the state notifies the defendant that it will potentially use photographs of George Torres's injuries as well. This also involved the testimony of the deputies who observed George Torres' injuries during the prior incident. She's getting ready to flip her whole entire. I think this is a bad defense because I think you're going to confuse. I think they're trying to confuse the jury, and they're trying to obviously give reasonable doubt, and try to sway enough people to believe that Sarah, this white lady, and her oh so dangerous ball cap wearing Latino boyfriend who she had a tumultuous relationship with, was a bad guy, and she had to save herself, rather than these two were coming for each other's throats and they were in a mutually toxic relationship, and they're going to try to spin it that George is really the worst of the worst, which maybe he was. I don't know. It was mutually toxic and they used to hit on each other. And there was a cop in one of the body cam videos from 6 months prior to George being killed, who told them that these end in homicide. Like, you guys be careful. We're here to help you guys. You guys need to have some time apart, all of those things. And 6 months later, George is dead. Okay. And it could have easily been 6 months later, Sarah could have been gone. Who knows? But we don't know that. We just know that 6 months later, George was gone. Right. Okay. Anyway, but they're trying to kind of topsy-turvy everything. Okay. And I think that based on all of her other lawyers and kind of reading through the subtext, I think that her other lawyers, I think she's wanted this battered spouse defense. And I think that's partially some of the disagreement with some of her other lawyers. They didn't even want to try to go for it because it's risky. It's basically taking everything that you said and it's all a lie now. You lied from top to bottom. So now you're going to have the state pissed because they have formulated a prosecution based on what you told them. And now it's all a lie. So you're trying to overturn their case too, because they're coming with receipts based on what you said. Now they're having to completely reformulate what they're doing to have an argument against this particular situation, right? Okay. Regarding 8 through 11, the state notifies the defendant will notifies that it will potentially use photographs of George's injuries. Also, so they're saying George's injuries where she was like, I don't know how he got this. I don't know how he got that. Well, then that would be a lie because you beat him in the suitcase. Is that what you're saying? You beat him in the suitcase. That's why he's got injuries. But you told every police officer that showed up that that was not the case. So what are the jurors supposed to believe? Item 12 includes inadmissible hearsay from the defendant. 13 is inadmissible character evidence, the Florida statute. If the defendant does testify that she used justifiable deadly force against Judge Torres on the evening she killed him, he is permitted to testify to prior acts of violence committed by George that she was aware of. If the defendant does testify that she used justifiable deadly force against George Torres on the evening she killed him, he is permitted to testify to prior acts of violence committed by George that she was aware of. This, however, does not allow a rap sheet to be admitted. Okay, so she can talk about situations that happen, but she can't like pull up his background. Okay. Item 14 is another police report, but if they introduce a George situation that included her, but they can also include the Sarah situation because 9 times out of 10, they were tussling with each other. Okay. Item 14 is another police report, which is inadmissible as explained above. Item 15 is inadmissible character evidence. The attacks on the decedent's character is a self-defense case are limited to the reputation of the violence evidence and specified. So he's responding. All of this is the state's response to um, James Owens' motion to throw certain things out or certain evidence. So basically the state is basically rebuttaling why, like whether they agree that you can allow this item to not be entered or that they don't agree. This is basically their response to all of that. And then we have to get Judge Kranick's response. So these are all of them. I will file both. So I don't know if that was helpful or not. I will post the defendant's motion and then the state's response. I'll put those available for you guys. Let's see what else there is before we go to the hearing. Defendant's amended list. What else did they post? Amended reciprocal discovery list. Objections to the play. Okay. So there's 2. That's the state's response, state's response. Girl, the hair and makeup. I don't think the state said they didn't care. They were like, do whatever. Defense abandons the motions previously filed pro se by the defendant. Okay, so 9-3. All of that's already been done. I don't know how I ended up all the way down there. Okay. Okay, here we go. Because I'm like, where am I? The court heard several defense motions related to. This is when we were watching the other day and everything was like denied, denied, denied. On the state's motion to strike the defendant's notice of intent to rely on the defense battered. Okay, that we just read that. On the state's motion to strike defendant's notice of intent to rely on defense, granted in part, denied in part. Okay. Order the investigator. Can you guys see all this? Okay. Order granting on amended. Okay, that was done. So the pending item with all of the past lawyers who hadn't been paid, if you guys were watching that, that happened, I think, earlier this week too, before the hurricane. They ended up getting like a $15,000. They ended up splitting the $50,000 to 15 apiece for some of the lawyers, Cashman, Bankowitz, and another one. I can't remember his name, but there were 3 lawyers who hadn't been paid yet. The JAC paid them. That's the catch up on that. To appear via Zoom. Was that the... Is that where the Zoom information was? Y'all, I'm gonna have to pay more attention. Trial Zoom, conference, Zoom, intended to appear, defense counsel, appear via Zoom. The above was originally trial management conference. It was for the hurricane. And where was the Zoom? Did they even put the Zoom information? No. Okay. He's just saying he was coming via Zoom. Okay. To appear via Zoom, order granting. Girl, and they had it right there. We missed that. They had the order with the Zoom link. Oh man, we'll just have to pay attention for next time when these things occur, because I did not look at the docket that day and I was like, I wonder how they got the Zoom link. Well, duh, on the docket like everybody else. Okay. My bad, y'all. I missed that because I was over there at Uncivil Law. Any of you guys who watch what's his name? Kurt. If you guys know Kurt over there at Uncivil Law, he's kind of funny. He's pretty funny. Order granting defendant's motion to appear via Zoom. Okay, well, that was everything. Okay, let's go to court TV and try to make some sense out of this, because this was pretty bad. There's Sarah off in the corner right there. Okay. Judge Kranick is like, how in the world did my career, what happened? What happened? How did I get this case on my docket? This guy here is a complete nincompoop.
No, Your Honor, there's no time. Okay, when do we believe we're going to have the opportunity to have that examination? Been some activity over the last couple of days. You are muted, sir.
Judge, can you hear me?
Loud and clear, sir. Can I get your appearance for the record?
Yes, I'm James Owens, and I'm here representing Sarah Boone. I believe I'm the only counsel that's going to be here today representing Sarah Boone.
All right, very good. Ms. Boone is in the jury box. Ma'am, if you could please raise your right.
Could someone please buy him a decent microphone, and could he turn down the damn sound? And could somebody, like, if you got kids or grandkids, sir, could you have them help you? Because your Zoom etiquette is, it's like you've never done this before. Why are you requesting Zoom and you can't Zoom? You don't know how to Zoom. If you're Zooming like this, it's bad.
Right hand. Madam Clerk's going to go ahead and swear you in. Ma'am, good afternoon. Can you state your full name and date of birth for the record for me? All right, we are here on trial case management. In this case, I know there's been some activity over the last couple of days in the court file and correspondence between Mr. Owens' office, my office, and the state attorney's office in attempting to coordinate some hearings. The first item on the court's list is whether or not the examination of the defendant took place as ordered in the court's September 20th order.
No, Your Honor, there's no time.
Okay, when do we believe we're going to have the opportunity to have that examination by the expert of the state's choosing?
Wednesday, October 2nd at noon.
Okay, and has that been cleared with everyone's calendars? Mr. James, Mr. Owens, is that accurate, sir?
Thank you, Mr. Judge. I can't see my client. I don't know if that is an issue or not.
My bad. I'm wondering if his audio is beaming through microphones and that's what's creating the interference because it's so bad. But I did see someone else who actually had the kind of like screen recorded the Zoom. Let me see if I can find it really quick, but it's not the whole thing. Anyway, let's just try to muddle through with this. It is dreadful. It's horrible. Wait, hold on. What happened? Security, you visited illegal infected website. Bro, it's a illegal infected website. Okay. McAfee, I don't even use you guys anymore. Okay. I don't understand. I know why Court TV didn't bother to want to post this because the audio is so bad. Let me just see if I can find someone else. I know that there's a little bit of it. I think they're having another hearing this week, so no worries, y'all. All right, let's see what's going on here. All right, let me. All right. It's like no one even bothered to post this yesterday because it was awful. But there was one that was like 15 minutes that had. Three days ago. All right. All right, let's play this one. This one I feel like is better, but it doesn't give everything. Okay. Let's go here. He's such a weirdo. He had to actually call in because his connection was so bad, but it did get better.
Do y'all hear me now? Is it only?
No, we can't hear the judge.
Can't hear the judge. I think it's on y'all's end. We cannot hear the judge.
But we hear other things.
right, you want me to hold on this end?
Can you believe this is a second degree murder trial and they cannot make the Zoom work?
I don't know if it's another battered spouse syndrome expert. Florida law seems pretty clear that any other mental issues would have to be insanity. So I'm not sure exactly who this doctor is. We had prayed the court for relief and at least getting a report by today from him. We have not gotten such a report. So I don't know when we will be able to coordinate that deposition prior to trial.
Okay. Mr. Owens, with regard to Dr. Berkland, is Mr. J's position that that person is not going to be called at trial accurate?
That's correct.
Okay. All right. So is there any reason to worry about deposing that person at this time, Mr. J?
No, sir.
Okay. With regard to Dr. Brannon, are you still going to be offering him as a witness at trial, Mr. Owens?
Yes, Judge, and I'm going to be down there Monday night, and I'll be available all next week. I can do it at any time. The only two things I've got is the Dr. Harper's deposition on October 1 and the state's expert evaluating the defendant, Sarah Boone, on Wednesday, October 2nd. But I'm free anytime, and we can make Dr. Brannon available any day that week, I would assume. We just have to get with him.
Mr. J?
It would be helpful if I had a report so that I could craft a preparation for this person's deposition.
What is the basis to require the production of a report?
Under 3220F, you and your discretion could order it to speed these proceedings along so that I do not have to engage in a fishing expedition for an inordinate amount of time on the eve of a trial that is set to occur on October 7th, when I am unavailable on Friday next week due to an insanity placement hearing in Osceola County that has been previously scheduled and rescheduled numerous times. I am not opposed to working on Thursday, but Thursday is a court holiday, so we would have to make arrangements. And then Wednesday,
If there are other persons in the media who are appearing virtually to observe this proceeding, I need you to mute yourself, please. There's an individual by the name of Lou. Sir, I need you to mute yourself in order for the court to conduct its business. Whoever is participating in the hearing this afternoon, whose name is Lou, if you can hear me, this is Judge Kranek.
Drop Lou out the damn meeting. Can you believe it? Lou needs to be let go.
Mr. Owens, how are we going to be able to coordinate this step? Well, let me hear from you. Let me go back to you, Mr. J. 3.220F says, on a showing of materiality, the court may require such other discovery to the parties as justice may require. And is that your position that allows me to provide written reports?
yes, it is within the court's discretion to order an expert who has not produced a written report, nor have I gotten his CV, to produce a report in efforts to coordinate discovery with opposing party.
Mr. Owens, what's your response?
Judge, my response is it's a narrow issue, battered spouse. Dr. Brannon is an expert. You know, I've mentioned him 2 or 3 times. He testified in the Marsha Thompson case in Palm Beach County. That's his field of expertise. It's not going to be a fishing expedition in his deposition. It's going to be related to that sole issue, battered spouse. And I'm available Thursday. I realize that's a holiday, but I'm available as well. I can make him available. I'll do everything I can to set the deposition as soon as possible.
Do we know of Dr. Brannon's availability?
I can try to get him on the phone now, Judge, if you'd like me to.
Any objection to doing that?
I don't want to burden. I don't want to burden the court. Judge,
Mr. Owens.
I have a full camera in here. There is no need for anybody else to be on the line except for Mr. Owens.
I can't control that.
the media reached out to court admin today and said they were going to be hearing virtually. I'm trying to log in to my app to silence this other person.
I'm having difficulty.
I'm with you on the difficulty scale, and I sympathize with it, but I don't have the ability to remove him at this time. I'm working on it right now.
If he is available on Thursday, then that will be our preference, because it's my preference to do it in person.
Fine. That will be an in-person deposition no later than Thursday of next week, the 3rd. If you are unable to have that deposition coordinated, you need to let my office know immediately, and we will set a hearing as necessary. I'm in trial next week, but I will make the time in order to make that happen.
He is living or working as listed on the witness list in South Florida. So under the rules, the deposition should have to occur there unless Mr. Owens is requesting a different location.
Mr. Owens, are you requesting a different location other than South Florida, which is the location of Dr. Brannon?
Well, we'll ask Dr. Brannon, but if he's willing to come up here for the deposition, I'm fine with that. Or we can travel, whatever, or we can do it by phone or Zoom. I'm available, like I said, all week next week. I'll do whatever is necessary to get the case resolved.
It's going to be an in-person deposition, so the issue is simply location, whether it's in South Florida where his office is or here.
Doesn't matter to me.
Okay, then you've got your deadline by next week, Thursday, to take that deposition. I have reviewed the state's responses to multiple matters, including the amended exhibit list and the second amended exhibit list, and a response that the state had filed regarding a second motion. Was there a second motion to suppress that was filed?
Judge, they filed a notice of objections to the state's evidence late last night. Contained within that objection to the state's evidence was basically an unfiled, legally insufficient motion to suppress statements based on a statement made to a patrol deputy prior to the first statement to the detectives in an unmarked patrol car on February 24th, 2020.
Okay. I have not seen when that hasn't cleared the court file yet, I don't believe.
Judge, I believe I sent it directly to your JA. Defendant's objections to plaintiff's exhibit list. Would have been sent to Ms. Barrios.
I have, Mr. Owens, the second.
This would be my thing. This is a second degree murder case. You better go ahead, get you an Airbnb or a hotel room. We're not going to be doing any more Zoom. We have someone's life, someone's life has been lost. And there's someone who's on the hook for up to life in prison. You're going to need to bring your ass to this zip code and figure it out. You coming in a month or two before the trial is not my problem to fix. And you're going to need to bring that ass to Orange County. And we're not doing this anymore. That's what I would have said.
Paragraph of the second page of the objections seemingly refers to a different interrogation than what is made reference to in your motion to suppress of September 24th.
That's correct.
Okay.
May I be heard?
You filed your objections. As of right now, there's only one pending motion to suppress. Is there another motion to suppress that's going to be filed?
I'm not sure, Judge. I had I had some time constraints on filing defendant's objections to plaintiff's exhibit list. I put those last two paragraphs in page 2 on there for the purpose of preserving that issue because my client asked me to. Whether or not I'm going to file those or not is an issue that will be decided on Monday when I drive down to speak with her. I may or may not file those, but I wanted to preserve that potential issue. Object.
Excuse me, y'all. They had a deadline to file, right? And he said he wanted to have again until Monday. The judge was like, you have till 11 o'clock to get this filed, period. You have until 11:59 to file this, or else it will not be accepted. The motion to suppress. You've already gotten an extension and you're not getting an extension to the extension. I don't, and then I was watching Uncivil Law, and he basically was saying that he was trying to file kind of like a string along, basically kind of put out there the motion to suppress, and basically the idea that he's wanting to file a motion to suppress and kind of table it to be able to have the leeway to actually file the actual motion on Monday versus meeting his deadline. And he said most judges will be like, get the fuck out of here with that. Your deadline is your deadline, meet your deadline, and that's it, and that's all. And basically he was trying to kind of sneak in another kind of like, okay, you can give it to me Monday. Like, you've mentioned it, you've put it out there, you can, by technicality, I'll let you still submit it. And they're like, no. Yeah, Sarah, I hate to say it for her. They're giving every effort, but sis, you don't have a defense. Like your defense is screwed, basically. You're stuck like Chuck on this one. I don't even know if they can hear him now. The part where he kept saying, Judge, woohoo, Judge, can you hear me? Like it was awful, guys. And I think the court ends up dropping off. Hold on.
Then what, if any, response do you have to? My concern is I don't have a complete picture of what is attempting to be filed, and you're telling me you're not going to be able to know until you meet with your client on Monday as to whether or not you're going to file a motion to suppress. We're rapidly proceeding to trial in this matter.
I understand that, Judge. I had a deadline for filing these defendant's objections to plaintiff's exhibit list. Based on my last discussions with Ms. Boone, she expressed concern about those two statements on the second page, the last two paragraphs. I simply was preserving the right to make an objection on the two exhibits.
So make the objection and then withdraw the objection if you decide you don't. Like, it's better to go, like, basically the judge is going to tell him you don't get any more time. So either file it and you can rescind it, or don't file it at all. But you're not getting past 11:59 tonight. This James Owens, he's the type, he asks for an inch, then he wants a yard.
Which is the body cam of Deputy Rodriguez and the audio tape that was taken, the interrogation that was taken in the squad car by the two homicide detectives. I don't know whether I'm going to even file a motion to suppress on those two paragraphs on the second page. I plan on driving down Monday. I will see her Monday night. We'll make a decision at that time. But I felt like I had to preserve that issue in this objection of these exhibits.
Right. Yeah, if we can't get into a private Zoom, and you're not allowed to do it. Somebody that said they had a Zoom.
It's like, who is talking in the Zoom?
Can't we just do it the old-fashioned way? Counsel can call my phone.
Can we pull him in to, can he call over the overhead? Yeah. All right, Mr. Owens, we're going to give you a phone number to call in, sir, because there are so many people that are trying to participate virtually.
Okay.
The clerk is going to call you right, sir.
Okay.
Let me pull up this new one.
Is that not a mess? When you're on a Zoom, you got to remember, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, mute button, mute. So that's that. You guys got an idea. It's unfortunate because that was a very important hearing and we missed it because it was awful. And we also missed it because your girl couldn't get on the Zoom. I didn't know that they had published the link. I was kind of out of it. Farah, what happened when she came home from school on Thursday? I was so blown away that they were doing remote schooling on Friday. I was like, what? And then my husband was home, like everybody was home. We woke up, right? We had no lights. Was that the day? Yeah, we had no lights. It was raining really bad. It was a Frandrew. So sis didn't even think about getting online and seeing, was there a link? I was watching Uncivil Law and just enjoying my afternoon of just watching YouTube and minding my business. And had I known that there was a Zoom link, I would have been recording it for you guys, but I had no freaking idea. So my bad on that. But in the event, which I don't think they're gonna do it again, Owens wants all the stall tactics. Yeah, it worked in his favor, so he thinks, but I still think Sarah is fucked. Okay. With a capital F, a capital U, a capital C, a capital K, a capital ED. Okay. Helene. Was it Helene? Was it just Helen? I thought it was Helen with an E on the end. Anyway, guys, I'm getting ready to go cook some food. This was fun. I took some things out the freezer and I'm gonna just throw. I really just want to throw everything in the crock pot and see what happens. I'll let you guys know, but I feel like I have I have 3 like different soups and I took them all out the freezer and I think they're either chicken or turkey. And everything is thawing right now since I've been talking to you guys for 2 hours. I'm getting ready to get a big pot. I'm going to throw a bunch of vegetable, like maybe like some potatoes and some onions and garlic and I don't know what else, some hot water. I'm going to make a nice pot of hot water and I'm getting ready to make whatever it makes. That's what I'm on today. Cuz I don't want to go to the grocery store. I really wanted to go buy some turkey wings all weekend. I've been talking about it, haven't I? When I went to the grocery store Friday, the grocery store was closed. There was no lights in the grocery store. I guess they were still in the blackout. Any of my Haitians, it was blackout for like 12 hours here. So, because of the blackout, that's how Haitians say blackout. Because of the blackout, the grocery store was not open that I passed, and I didn't feel like going to another one. So I just said, forget it. And I've just been dipping in the freezer. So I'm just on some dipping in the freezer right now. Our freezer is full. So I do need to cook some of this stuff anyway. So I'm just getting ready to see what it does. And I have some additional chicken wings. I might just go ahead and brown those real quick. I'm just going to make a pot of whatever it's going to do. Okay. And I got crab. I got crab legs. I have some thawed out shrimp. And I think I'm just going to throw it all in a pot and make some rice and be done with it and say, I don't want to hear a peep out of anybody. Oh, and I'm going to throw a Scotch bonnet in there. It should be good. With enough salt and pepper, it's going to be just fine. Okay. Y'all have a wonderful Sunday. Make sure to hit the like button for me. I appreciate y'all so much. If y'all want to talk about anything else, let me know down in the comments. Some of y'all are probably sitting over there reading on other channels right now because y'all, the comment section is supposed to be popping. I'm gonna go over there too. I'll be in the bushes reading from last night because apparently there was some TT dropped over at Wisdom Daughters. in the comment section. In the chat, there was something going on. So I guess we're gonna go see what's tea. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Okay. I may see you guys later. If not, I will see you on tomorrow. You guys have a wonderful day now. Bye.